In this episode of It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room, we're going to take a look at some new old Transformers and some figures that tied into the Transformers universe. So stick around. In this episode of It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room, we're going to take a trip to Cybertron by way of Walmart.
And it goes, Transformers, we meet a die. Our box was about to eat us. Satans. Yeah!
I never thought that we could count on Walmart, of all places, to give us some of the best reissues of Generation 1 Transformers. Now, these are some that my son got through Santa and his birthday, and I know I just did a Straight from Cybertron collection a few weeks ago, but I thought I would jump on these while they're still intact. But I thought I would jump on these toys while they're still intact and out of a 4-year-old's hands. So, first on the list was Hot Rod. Now, I never had an original Hot Rod, and growing up, I was one of the haters of them. But recently, my son loves the character, and looking back at some of the old episodes and the movie, I don't hate him as much as I did as a kid. I think he was just the by proxy of my hate of the death of Optimus. He was the one that Hasbro, without the backing of Japan, they wanted to take over so they could, I guess, burn the bridges of the original and sell us new and cheaper toys. Now, there are a few differences between these and normal Generation 1 Transformers, and that is a lot less metal and die cast is used. Some of the joints are now replaced with plastic, and I dig that because that's better for piecing them back together when a kid plays with them a little too rough. And I can't fault my son for that because we played with at least I did, played with my toys a little rough. They're cars, they're meant to be zoomed around, and they're action figures at the same time, and they're meant to be heroic and slam evil. So let's transform old Hot Rod here. As I gingerly do this because I don't want to bust them. There we go. So his hood lifts out, and they have the decals there, like the original. It has the heat transfer logo. There we go. Requires a little bit more rubbing. Of course, you can't see it because it's a dark burgundy. Get his arms out here. Flip his little cod piece around. Pop out his feet. Pull them out. Of course, I fly without a net and without instructions. Even though I probably should. There we go. Not too shabby. Now, the one problem that I've noticed, and I don't know how to remedy it, but his legs want to go back up when he stands. So he looks a little bit more squatter. I don't know if there's something I can do to fix that. They don't, there we go. You just gotta be rough with him. He likes it rough. to snap his legs in so he can stand now. Voila, see? Problem solving at its best. So, rubber wheels like the originals, decals like the originals. I mean, I've never had the original, like I said, but I would think that this is 101% reproduction of him because I think they just use the same molds and everything to make him. Now, what's weird is, excuse me, he was about 40 bucks. Very pricey. Believe me, it was one of Santa's more bigger gifts for him. And I mean, I dig it because I'm touching my childhood. I have it. This is good enough for me without having to buy the original. But like I said, he's $40, and this next bloke was only 30, which I find amazing. And that's Starscream. Now, I've talked a lot about the newer jets, which I've shown on some past ones compared to the old style. And now I can kind of show you if you don't know, but that's one thing they didn't, I mean, there are some differences because I did have Starscream originally. Now, if I remember correctly, his wheels folded up. Now this one comes off, and unfortunately that's just an unnecessary loss that could happen. But what I've been doing was I put it in his cockpit. So hopefully that keeps it safe for a little while at least. Now let's transform him. He's very simple to transform. And like I said, the wings come off. So we'll just put those there. And oh, cockpit, don't fly open and lose his landing gear. His arms flip around. Is up like that for his face. And mind you, he has the decals. I'll show you the Rub logo. His feet flip down. Now these come off as well. And I just do that with him to help him stand more. But one of the things that a lot of the Gen 1s, of real Gen 1s, their hands came separate. And you do stuff like that. You drop them. But this is just unnecessary stuff that can be lost. And that kind of bugs me. Because it's kind of like if you want to take him, if you did want to take him back in the day to grandma's with you or whatever, you had to pack all the little junk with him so he'd be functioning. Now his blasters go on his arms, which are just like the cartoon. Move these back. Then you can put his wings on. So stands good. His missiles do launch out. But again, it's a great reproduction. Now this is one I actually had, so I do notice the differences. Like I said, it's not as much die cast as they originally had, and you can really feel it with him because there's pieces that just feel really gimpy compared to the original. But it's great. And like I said, he was cheaper than Hot Rod, so the price was right. And like I said, I'm touching history, even though it's not really. It still makes me feel nostalgic for my childhood and the original Generation 1 Transformers. So yet again, props to Walmart for that. Now, this one was the biggin. This was my son's probably biggest gift, and this was a character that he loves from the cartoon, but it's the Constructicons, which I'll do them all in turn. We got Hook here. Let me transform him. Okay, that's a problem I've had with this figure from day one, and I've had to fix it multiple times. So let's just leave that arm there. Pull out the other one. Let's see, did it actually latch on? I've had to take a pair of needle nose pliers and hold out the ball to fit his arm on. Now, yet again, I don't know if that was a structural issue from the original because I never had him. But that bugs me, and that wasn't even rough play or anything. That just is how he was out of the package, that it was loose and always pops off. So there he is with one arm, the other one slinged up on his side. I had to put on a lot of decals, and there's a lot more that I hadn't gotten around to yet because it requires, don't want to stand right because of how, friggin' arm. Anyway, let's just put him to the side. He's being a jerk right now, but he'll come in handy in a few moments. But let's transform him back into his crane self. Has the rubbing logo. Like I said, I had to put a lot of stickers on him, and I'm not even done. I put the stickers to the side to finish them another day because it really racks my brain because I want to do it right and don't want to mess up. So here's Mixmaster. Very simple transformation. I'll do it in reverse because I'm going to need them in their vehicle modes to make Devastator. So there's Mixmaster. Okay. This one has these little feet nubbins here that always want to fall off. And again, I don't know if that was original that they did that, or not. I can't comment on that, but that's an annoyance because it's yet again something else that you can be lost. And after my son plays with them, I have to go behind them and make sure all the pieces are accounted for. But here, sorry, screen went blank there for a moment. Has his rub decals on them. Another simple transformation. And here I'll do it in reverse again, so we can form Devastator. Now, I mean, they're great toys. I never had them, but it would have blown me away as a kid to have a whole construction crew on top of Transformers, on top of turning into Devastator. So it's just a neat character, neat idea. His head pops up there. Here we go. Do it in reverse. I mean, in 6 robots, I mean, I'm not going to talk about the price of this monster because anybody that has seen them at Walmart knows how crazy priced they were. But yet again, to me, it's worth it because I can reconnect with my childhood with a toy that I always wanted and never got. So, you know, I'm a sucker for that. And I saw him at a toy store locally for a lot more money for the original. So this makes me happy enough to have the reproduction. A lot of great, I would say, Kirby-esque artwork on those decals. Do it in reverse again. Head flips up. There we go. Next, and the last one. Yet again, like I said, this that comes out because I know it's shiny. Blind. It just reminds me of like Kirby artwork on old Silver Surfer or New Gods, how he would draw technology in the comic. Yet again, another easy transformation. Transform on the back again. There we go. I'm going to try to turn this dude into Devastator. And I know that's going to take me a while, so time warp. Okay. I think we finally got him here. Now, of course, I'm a moron and it takes me longer to do this than probably your average kid back in the 80s. But can you imagine playing and here comes Optimus Prime. Oh, let's turn into Devastator. 15 minutes later, I'm here. Hey, where'd you go? Oh, but awesome. Nonetheless, someone I always wanted as a kid. I kind of have it now through my son, but not bad, not too shabby. It's funny though, for being the biggest, baddest dude on the block, they make they make Transformers this big, like run of the mill now, like the new Inferno figure and stuff. But I mean, you can see size difference here. Whoop. But hefty price tag, in my mind, worth it. Have to watch my son like a hawk and explain to him that it's a very special figure, which is unfair of me because he should be having fun with it. But anyway, that's just some more, or just some of the new old Transformers that I picked up. I have some other ones that I'll get to another day, but those are the three big ones, and makes me feel like a kid again. So I guess that's worth the price of admission, and now this dude's falling apart. Anyway, cut to a commercial.
Battle Beast wood! Fire! Fire burns wood! Battle Beast fire! Water! Water puts out fire! Battle Beast water! Wood! Wood beats water! Battle Beast! Battle for the fun of it!
Just activate their battle badges.
I got fire! I got water! Water beats fire!
Battle Beast!
Wood! Fire! Fire beats wood!
Battle Beast can grow into an army!
Collect all 84.
Battle Beast!
Okay, we're back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial. Now, like I said, this is a toy line that kind of fits into the Transformers universe, so let's go on a toy-tastic adventure. Now, these dudes always intrigued me. I always wanted them, and I was lucky enough in the early 90s to stumble upon a collection of them for sale that I was able to get very cheap. Now, I have a bunch. I'm only going to show 5 today and save the rest for a few other episodes down the road. But these are Battle Beasts. In Japan, they're an offshoot from Transformers. They're from Battle World, I believe. And I think it was in season 4 of Japan, or the Headmaster series, they visit these dudes on their home world. Now this is Blitzkrieg Bat. And as you can see, they use the same Rub logo technology, but they were elements, I believe. So let's see if this one still works. Let's see what element this dude was. He is fire. I doubt you can see that. It went away very quick, but these things are old, so I'm surprised they still work. Yeah, that's probably really hard to see. But they're like a mishmash, anthropomorphic animals, which I dig, with like cybernetics and cool stuff going on. He's got a hook hand. Oh, what do we got here? Hasbro, 1986. Takara, 86. So that's cool. But that's Blitzkrieg Bat. Next is Sledgehammer Elephant. And let's see. Of course, I gotta rub his thing there. But let's see here. Wood. He's wood. That's just wrong, man. Put it on his cod piece and his element's wood. Yeah. Next. Cool character, though. This is Sawtooth Shark. Look, he's got a little tail. He's got the fin there. Just an awesome looking dude. And I really wish they would have taken off more here in America. I know they had a bunch of series in Japan, and he's fire. Why would a dude in the water be fire? But anyway, I ain't hating. He's still awesome. Got these cool spikes on his boots. They're a little bit dirty, but I don't want to wash them because, I'm worried about that whole sticky plastic thing if you use the wrong soap. Okay, here's Rubberneck Giraffe. And what's weird is it could be just a cybernetic claw hand, but it's like he still has a hoof here and a normal hand here. Unfortunately, I don't have any of the weapons these dudes came with. Like I said, I picked them up cheap, big collection of them, so yeah, he's fire as well. But great little giraffe dude, one of my favorites. They did a good job sculpting the spots of a giraffe onto him. Even though it's one color, you can still see where they're at. Cool armor. He has his antlers are like cybernetic. And here is Run Amok Duck. Has a blade hand here for messing up people. Got a little duck tail. Gotta have that. And you know me, I'm a big fan of ducks with Donald, so this guy's cool. Got his webbed feet. But let's see what element he is. He's a duck. You would think he'd be water, but he's wood. He's a wood duck. That's a thing. We're a decoy. Maybe he's a decoy. But nice sculpted duck face. Got this cool blade, like I said. The webbed feet. Just an awesome, great little character. These were great little toys. I mean, yes, they're in a different scale, but their arms were posable. They came with weapons. You got them in 2-packs or bigger packs when they came out. In I guess they came out in '86. Yeah, this one says '86 as well. And most of these are the first series of '86. Run Amok Duck was series 2. Yeah, 1987. So he's series 2, but fits in perfectly with the other ones. Anyway, that was just a brief look at some Transformers, some Battle Beasts. Thanks for watching. It came from a mouse screen there. It came from my side of the laundry room. So until next time, keep being rad, stay dorky. My name's Rob, and I'll see you next time.